Hey, Dr. Uhrmacher here. Have a little bonus training for you, and what I'm going to be doing in this training, because it's been extremely effective for a lot of my doctors, is for one, I'm going to show you how to make a Facebook post on your Facebook fan page. All right, that's not rocket science. We're going to go ahead and make that post right into here, into the timeline. But on top of that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and I'm going to promote that by Facebook pay-per-click ad. And they have been crazy responsive when you use certain things. And I haven't used them all by any stretch, but I'm going to show you how to, something that we've been doing and that's been working really well to get some phone calls. So from here, I'm going to promote a video. You can click on video or photo. You can do whatever. I just keep it on the status because I'm going to be pulling this from his YouTube channel. So I'm on the video that I want, and this is a video testimonial, and I think those have been what have given me the greatest response is the video testimonials, because it's social proof. It's not you trying to convince anyone to come in. It's someone else saying, hey, I had great results with it, and you should give it a try. So click on the video that you want, and then you come down here and click on the share tab, and it's going to bring up the share link. And I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come back into the timeline. I'm going to come into here under the status portion. I'm just going to paste it right in there. And you're going to see it pre-populates stuff. For some reason this isn't put in the, a lot of times it'll just put a screen, kind of a little screenshot of the video, but because of the profile it may not on that one. So what I did is I'm going to go ahead and upload an image in there. I already took a snapshot of what I want, and let me just find it in here. I've got a lot of stuff. There we go. Dr. Tanzer review, and we'll see how that pops up in here. Yeah, so that's going to be a good face shot. Now this is the beauty of the way this post is done, and one of the reasons, see how big this is? When it shows up in this area, you're going to see that this is what comes up. So you have a nice big area that shows up in their timeline, and it's obviously can be interesting, and you can do a lot of different things when it comes to what you, based on how you optimize your videos. This could be fatigue treatment, back pain treatment, neck pain treatment, treatment for kids, whatever it is, but people see that, and if they're interested in it, they click on it. So you can come in then and edit this stuff. See how it highlighted yellow? You can click on that and change that. You can change this. You can do things. I leave it as it is, and because I don't try and overthink it, and I just go ahead and come down here and click on post, and that's going to post on his timeline, so all the people that are like this page are going to see it show up. So I'll click on post. Actually, I didn't want to do that. I didn't put any custom stuff in there. So I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to make another post. You get to see how to delete a post. Let me grab this again real quick, because I forgot to add the other content in there. So we're going to post that. All right, now it's not going to want to do it. So let me reload the page. I'm going to leave the page. Let me scroll down again. Okay, so now we're starting over. I'm going to paste that in there. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to upload this image. I get to talking and forget what I'm doing. And then you can see the images in there. Now, in this area where I just pasted this, I go ahead and delete that back out of there. I'm going to try and keep them on here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here to the About tab, because what I've done is I've already transcribed a portion of this video, and it says, I click on Show More, I was constantly tired and drained. So I'm going to put a couple of those things in there in this as like a quotes. And people that are constantly constantly tired. I gotta, that are having troubles, you know, with fatigue, anything else, they're going to see this and it's going to resonate with them. I constantly got colds and was constantly sick. I'm going to put those in there. And was constant. So I typed that in there, and again, this is what resonates with it. Maybe you can also too come in and give a finished product. Let's see. I don't try and put in something. I mean, obviously we know it takes time, but I don't want someone to think that it takes a year. So I probably won't put that in there. So I probably won't put a finished thing. I probably could have listened to something and got something out of there. But, you know, I'd like to put a little before and after. We'll just keep it at this with the before, and people are going to see, it's going to get their attention, and they're going to click on the ad if it grabs their attention. Now you're going to come down and click on post. After you have the image, if it doesn't populate it on its own, if you want to change this, if you want to change this, and then you put your also a little bit of content in the status area, click on post. And it's going to post it to that. Now from here, I'm going to go back, and you can see it posted right down here. I'm going to go back and I'm going to go back to my timeline. And you can see then on my timeline, and again, some of the stuff is covered up because I manage a lot of pages. So in order to keep their stuff private, I just cover that up. I'm going to click on Ads Manager. And again, you see some things are covered up here just to protect the privacy of my other doctors. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to click up here on Create an Ad. All right. There's other ways that it says, even right below the stuff that you post, it might say promote post. It doesn't always give you all the variables that you can use. So this is the direction that I go in, to create an ad. And from here, again, yours will look slightly different when I go in here to page post engagement, because I manage a couple. So I'm going to have to block some stuff out. But I do page post. And then I'm going to type in Dr. Doug Tanzer, because that's what's going to pop up for those. And here is the most recent post that you have. So this is what I'm going to promote, because it is the one with the video. You can promote any post that you want, but this is the one that I'm going to promote. So I'm going to click on that. You're going to see here, keep my ad up to date by automatically promoting my most recent post. I do not recommend that. It's not checked, but I don't recommend that. I recommend you only promote certain things. So then click on Continue. And from here, you're going to see the stuff that we have at the top. That's what we already selected. When you scroll down here, I uncheck this one. The sponsored stories. It rarely gets much result from it, and it just hasn't ever been real effective unless a lot of people like the post. So go ahead and uncheck that, and then you're going to see what it's going to look like on this side. This is kind of a preview. Your audience is really important. Not so much here if you have if you've already created stuff. I generally come in and I just do it real simple under this as far as location. I target. Okay, so you can do a number of things. You can do it by zip code, by just typing it in right there. I just blocked it out for you. The other thing that you can do is right here, there's a little drop down arrow. You see when I hover over it, I click on that, and he's in Orland Park, so you can do that. Now here's what I want you to keep an eye on over here, potential reach. That's how many people that it could reach if I go to Orland Park. If I go to Orland Park and hit this again, plus 10 miles, You can see it went from 22,000 to 160,000. So you know your area better than I do. I like, if I know the area, I like to put in specific zip codes for that area. I mean, if there's areas that you know are your best patients come from, then just target those and don't worry about this potential reach so much, because the more specific you are, the better off you're going to be. So I'm just going to come back in. I'm just going to do Orland Park. Now I'm going to leave it on plus 10 miles. I'm just going to promote this probably for a day. You can also do your age. So I recommend coming in. Generally, again, this is, you got to test your own and check your own results. I'll go 25 plus. So I'll change that to 25 here. I leave it at no max. And so it does that. If you have a specific post that you want to do by gender, you can check either men or women. Obviously, the women one can be a little more specific. I generally don't do anything with the interests in here because you can miss a lot of people. Connections, I leave all. Interested in, I leave. I don't mess with any of that. I scroll all the way down here to, yeah, I'm done with everything there. So then I just do a, this is your campaign name. So I'm just going to change it to Dr. Doug Tanzer right here. Once you have it set up, you can click on Use Existing Campaign, and you can have multiple ads in one campaign. And then with the budget, what have I got there? You can, I'm going to change this. That's based, you can do it per day, you can do a lifetime. I like to test with a little more. It lets Facebook know I'm serious. I also leave it on Run My Campaign continuously starting today, because then you can go in and you can pause that campaign. So it's not like this means it's running forever. You can go pause it. You can let it run for 3 hours on a day and pause it from there. As far as my bidding, I'm going to click on this drop down and I'm going to go bid for clicks. Then I'm also going to scroll down. I'm going to click on manually set this. And then here you can see that it pre-populates with the amount that you are willing to pay per click. Now this really means nothing other than how much it's going to cost you for someone to click on it. It also doesn't mean you will pay that amount. Now here's what you have to keep in mind when you test this. When you promote a post, if you feel like a patient is worth $1,500 to you on a lifetime, are you willing to spend $50, $75 on paid advertising to get that new patient in the door? Those are the things you have to know. I can't answer that for you. But this 38 cents, what I will do before I judge that is I'll come up here and under suggested bid, it shows me that they suggest anywhere from 1/4 to 47 cents. That tells me I'm going to come down and I'm going to put usually about 20 cents higher or so. So I'm going to put 70 cents in there. That doesn't mean you pay 70 cents. It just means that you bid higher than everyone else. Your average bid will probably be around that 38 to 40 cents that you'll end up paying. But this just means that I outbid people because I actually want it to run, and I want people to see the ads so that I can find out if it's effective or not. And then I just simply come over here and click on Place Order. All right, so it says that my order's been placed. And what I'm going to do, this doesn't mean that it is, I don't want that. It doesn't mean that it's been approved yet, but I'm going to go ahead and click on Continue. And then it brings me to this campaign. Now, once it's approved, you can see status here is showing that little clock, which means it's pending. But here's where you can see some of your stats on it. You can see how many people clicked on it, and you can hover over these little question marks and it explains these to you. You can see how many people that it reached. The frequency is how often someone sees it. So if the average list sees it 2 or 3 times, then that's what it's going to show, and it might show 2.8 times. It's going to show you how many clicks on it, the click-through rate. Now some of these different people will tell you different variables. You want to get certain numbers. Again, at the end of the day, I want to know if I spent total spent here, If I spend $51 and got a new patient, I'm going to keep doing that. I really don't care what some of these other numbers are. At the end of the day, this is the one that matters. Total spent and how many people did you get to call you from that. So you have to ask people, where did you hear about us? Oh, I saw your ad on or I saw your video on Facebook and decided to give you a call. This is the one that matters the most. And so you'll get an email and you'll also get a notification when your Facebook ad has been approved. Mine generally get approved within about an hour, sometimes within minutes, because I do so much advertising on Facebook. Yours might take half a day, it might take a full day to get approved, but once it does, then you can pop in here once in a while under your ads. And again, for me, when I'm in my ads manager, it's under campaigns and ads, and then you just look for that campaign. You might only have one, and you're going to see those numbers. So that's how you create that Facebook post, and then how you promote that post with So see right there, mine, just while we were just talking here, they went ahead and approved it because evidently I'm a good advertiser and they like my dollars over there. So it went ahead and approved it. I got that notification, and it'll start showing up in here, and it'll start reaching people. So that's how you take a look at it. And maybe I'll just end the video right at the second, but on the end of this, I will come back in and show you the results of this campaign. Okay, back in here, I have let this ad run that I just set up then for about maybe 10, 11 hours. I don't remember exactly what time I placed it, but I wanted to show you a couple of the metrics that come through. And you saw when I was just at the end of the previous training here before I came into this, that my ad got approved pretty much within minutes of placing it. Yours might take a little bit longer. But here's what I wanted to show you. There's been 70 total post engagements. And again, you can look at the results. Let me just get rid of that, get onto here. And you can, just by hovering over, it's the number of actions as a result of your ad based on the objective that we're looking for. So 70 people total post engagements. You can see what it's costing me, 29 cents per engagement. Total people that saw it, 6,938. Average seeing it 2.1 times, got 62 clicks on it. So that's not too bad. Again, the click-through rate, most people are going to like to see 1% or higher. At the beginning, it's usually really low, and then it'll climb from there. But again, I don't necessarily look at that a whole lot. In the grand scheme of things, what I end up looking at is the total spend. I really try and ask and keep track, and if I spend, excuse me, if I spend, 50, $100 and I get a new patient, well, I know my metrics, and that's pretty good math. So I'll keep doing it, and I don't care what really any of these others are. I might still try and improve on them, but at the end of the day, if I spend that amount and I get, a new patient, I'm pretty happy. Here was another metrics too. Here was the max bid that I put in to make sure that I show up a lot, and I put 70 cents. You can see it average cost me 32 cents. So just because you put a big bid doesn't mean you get charged that. You still only get charged the highest bid of the people you're competing with, and that's been an average of 32 cents. So pretty good campaign for this, and lots of people getting to see it. One of the beauties too, let me take a look-see here at over at his page. Let's see. See, we already got some, and this is going to show you too on your admin. Total reach here is 7,036 and paid 7,008 of them. So there's a little bit of organic because he's got 115 likes, and we got a notification too. What'll happen here is that now we have 2 people that liked this deal. So now you start to grow that. So as you continue to advertise these, and that's what I like to do, is I find my highest rating ones, and I will rotate them through. I won't have them going all the time, but I'll rotate them through, and next thing you know, what happens is you get 8 likes on here, and you get a couple of people commenting on here. And what happens is when people comment and people like, when that shows up in the news feed, they see how many people like it. And so again, it can get a bigger reach and more viral and more social proof the more people like it and the more people comment on it. So it can go a long ways beyond when you find some good posts that you have and continue to advertise those, they get stronger as you go along. All right, so hopefully this helped you again with the Facebook post and how to set up an ad, and now you can see the metrics on that. And definitely let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.